what are we going to do today? We're going to do the Katha today, right? Ma'am just mentioned that we're going to do the Katha today instead of the Bhagavad Gita, right? What story did you do last week? You must have learned something from there, right? So even today we're going to do a story. We're going to learn lots of things. Okay? All ready for it? Yes? Nanika? Ready? Everybody's ready? Yes? Yes? Very good. Okay. So today we're going to listen to a story about Dhruv Maharaj. Okay. Anybody's heard about Dhruv Maharaj? Yes? So Dhruv Maharaj is a when he was about 5 years. It's a story about then. Okay. So at that time, what he did, how he did when he was just 5 years old, there's a small story in that. So we're going to listen to that story today. Okay. So Dhruv Maharaj's mother, she was Suniti. Okay, and he had a stepmother. Stepmother's name was Suruchi. All right. So, one moment, we'll get you to the right slide here. Okay. So, this is a story about Dhruv Maharaj. Okay. So, what happens here in the story is, if you can see in the slide here, see there on top, you can see on the right hand side, there is a father sitting there with two children around him. Yes. Father's name is Uttanapad. Okay. He is Dhruv Maharaj, father. Okay. And he's also the father to the small boy whom he is holding like this in his arms. Okay. He is Uttam. So they both are step brothers. Okay. Now what happens here? Now the small boy is in the father's arms, right? So even Dhruv Maharaj thinks, I also want to sit next to my father. Yeah. So he says, I also want to sit. And he goes close to his father. But then what happens? There is Suruchi mother standing over there, and she says, "No, no, 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 you cannot sit on that throne." Then she also tells him a reason why he cannot sit over there. She says, "You cannot sit over there now, and you cannot even sit on that throne even later. It is my son who is sitting there now on that throne. Even later on, he is going to sit there." What does she mean by that? She means to say that even later on, her son Uttam is going to take over the throne and the kingdom. That small boy of 5 years old, do you think he understood all of this? All he wanted to know is how he can go and sit in his father's lap, right? Everybody's understanding how the story is going? Yes? Everybody's understanding the story? Yes? Okay. So now what happens? The small boy is thinking what she's saying. And then what else does she say? Sorry. Suruchi mother also says, the day you want to sit there, when is that day? You have to be born from my womb, from my stomach. Only then you will become my son, and then only is the day when you can sit on that throne. What does that mean? That means in this birth, though it's not possible. It can happen maybe in some other birth, but in this life, in this birth, he cannot take over that throne at all. He cannot sit on that throne at all. Then what happens? Dhruv Maharaj is looking at her, and then he is like, he feels so bad. And then he starts getting angry also. And he's like, how can she tell me that? He's my father. I want to sit over there. Yeah. And then he thinks that just to sit, I am just asking to sit in my father's lap. But then she's telling me that I cannot ever even take over the kingdom, and her son is going to always be sitting there. And so many things she has said. He is all angry, confused, and sad. And then he goes to his mother. Who is Dhruv Maharaj's mother? Who is Dhruv Maharaj's mother? Can anybody tell me who is Dhruv Maharaj's mother? Yes, Swati. Are you able to unmute yourself? Mataji, can they unmute themselves?
No, ma'am, we'll do it from here. We'll do it.
Okay.
Yes, Swati, please.
Um,
Who is
his mother is the king's first wife.
what is her name?
Um,
Suniti.
Sunit.
Okay. So he goes to Suniti. He goes to his mother, and he tells the entire story. Okay, and he says, this is what she said, and I had to come back here and ask you, what exactly do I have to do from here now? Because I am so furious and angry with all of this. That small 5-year-old is getting so angry. Imagine. He goes and he tells his mother, I want a bigger kingdom than my father. Yeah, and not just my father, much bigger than my grandfather also. And whose grandfather? Who's the grandfather here? Is Brahma. So then he wants a kingdom which is greater than Brahmalok also. Okay, so he understands all that at that age. Can you imagine a 5-year-old understanding so many things? So he asks his mother, "How do you think I'm going to get all of this?" Yeah. So what do I have to do? She says, I have, Mother Suruchi said, I have to go and pray to Lord Vishnu and tell him what I want. Then his mother says, Suniti says, she's right. She told you so many things, no doubt, that you cannot sit here, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. But then she said one thing, very right. What was that one thing? She said that you have to go and ask Lord Vishnu for what you want, right? So, when we want something, we have to go and pray in front of the Lord and we have to tell Him, this is what I want. Okay? Nobody else can give that to us so easily as much as God can. So, he goes to his mother and asks, okay, fine, I'll go to Lord Vishnu and ask. But where will I find him? Yeah? Where does Lord Vishnu stay? Where can I go and ask? What is his address? Where will I go find him? Okay. So then his mother says, I'm not sure about that, but all I know is that whenever any of the uh, gurus they want to go and they want to find out something, when the sannyasis, when they want to meditate, they go to the forest. And I hear that when anyone wants to reach the Lord, they have to go to the jungle. So that is where they can find the Lord over there. Then Dhruv Maharaj is small child, right? So when small children, what happens? They do not fear about anything at all. Only as we grow older and older, we fear things and we say, oh, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, I can't do this. We do all that, right? But small children, they are not bothered about anything at all. They are very strong emotionally, mentally, they're very strong because they don't know what are the problems over there, right? So then what happens? Dhruv Maharaj sets to the forest. Okay, so he starts walking. He is going to the forest to search for whom? Whom does he search for? Whom does he want to meet? Going to the forest. Uh, can you write in the chat box? Can you write in the chat box? Whom did he want to meet? Could you write it in the chat box? Yes, he wanted to meet Lord Vishnu there. Right. Arabs Mera, Litika, you're right. And who else answered? Lekhna, Palaksi, Nitya, Swati. Very good, very good. So everybody is listening attentively. I'm impressed. Okay. So, Hariram, yes, going to visit Hari, है ना? So he wanted to meet Lord Vishnu. Now, as he was walking to in the forest, what happens? What do you see in the forest? There are lots of trees over there. There are lots of animals over there, right? So, um, see, this is all Kali Yuga, right? At that time, this is a story from Bhagavad Gita, from Bhagavatam, which was like, from the previous yugas. So what happens at that time? In the Satyug, what used to happen? They had a lot of spiritual energy into them. So at that time, their thinking power, their remembrance, everything was very strong. People used to be very tall that time. They would be very strong at that time. So there was a lot of difference between now and that time. Okay. So he could even talk to the trees at that time. So he would go asking, are you Lord Vishnu? Are you Lord Vishnu? He would ask all the trees over there. He would ask all the animals over there, are you Lord Vishnu? He would ask. Right? Everyone said, no, I am not Lord Vishnu. Then he got confused. Now, where do I find Lord Vishnu? And then what happened? On the way, he met somebody. Who was that somebody? Who was that somebody that he met? He was Narad Muni, yes. So when he met Narad Muni, yes, Narad Muni means sage, Narad Muni, okay. So he met Narad Muni. And how do we see Narad Muni? Narad Muni has got a bun tied on his head, then there is Rudraksh Mala there. He wears so many mala around his neck. You know? And then what happens? He wears on his hands also there are Rudraksh Mala, there are flowers on him, yeah, and he's beautifully dressed with a dhoti. Then he's got the yes, he is the biggest devotee of Vishnu. Very correct, Sai. So he's got the um, mantra all the time in his mouth. What does he say? What does Narad Muni say? What does Narad Muni keep saying? What does he keep chanting all the time? He says Narayan, Narayan. He keeps saying, right? Yes. So Dhruv Maharaj got confused again and he says, are you Lord Vishnu? Then Narad Muni says, no, 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 no. I am just his devotee. I am not his, I am not Lord Vishnu at all. I cannot even think of comparing myself at all till there. है ना? So then he says, no, I am not. I am only Narad Muni. I am just his devotee, he says. Okay. So then he describes the entire incident over there when Narad Muni asks him, why are you here in this forest? Then he says, this is what happened. Okay. And my stepmother told me that I cannot sit on the throne. So I want a kingdom which is much, much bigger than the father and the grandfather also. So I want to know how to get it. I want to know how to meet Lord Vishnu because that is what I have been told to do. Narad Muni says, Beta, you are still so small, just 5 years, right? So, what happened if she shouted at you? It's okay, no problem. You can't get so angry because of some elderly person shouting at you so much, right? So, you go back home. है ना? You go back home, go to your parents, everything will settle down in some time. Then Dhruv Maharaj was all determined and he says, No, 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 no. I am determined in what I want. Yeah, I want a kingdom means I want a kingdom which is much bigger. I am not going to settle for anything less, he says. Narad Muni was like, okay, it looks like he's very, very much determined. I have not seen someone like this at all. You know? So then he says, okay, fine. And what does Narad Muni do? He keeps what happens? Does Narad Muni use a scooter? Does he use a car? Yes. Does he use a BMW to travel around? No, right? He can just fly. He can just appear anywhere. है ना? So what does he do? He keeps watching everywhere around, right? He keeps watching people around, and wherever he sees that there are some people who are wanting to reach the Lord, he goes help them to find the way to Lord. Now he saw that Dhruv Maharaj was trying to do something like that, so that is why he had come here to see what's going on, right? So then he says, okay, no problem. I will help you to reach the Lord. So whoever wants to reach the Lord, they have to have a guru there, right? So now the guru here is Narad Muni. To whom? To Dhruv Maharaj. And he says, I will guide you. I will tell you how you can reach the Lord. Okay, fine, he says. And he is all ready to get into meditation. So then what does he do? Huh? What is the shloka that he was given? Can anyone tell me? What was the shloka that he was given by Narad Muni? What is the chanting shloka that he was given? Does anyone know about that? Write it in the chat box, please. Okay, we are having a lot of answers. Okay, all right. Let me give you the answer here. Does yeah, anyone else? No, everyone has written Narayana. Narayana is something that Narad Muni says. He's chanting that, right? Narayana, Narayana. But what is that shloka that was given to Dhruv Maharaj? No, it's not Om Vishnave Namaha. It is what? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha, right? Yeah? Everybody remembered? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yes. So that is the correct one. Yes, Abhirami, that was the right one. Okay. So what does Dhruv Maharaj do? He starts sitting in the position. He is all concentrating, eyes closed, and then he starts chanting. What does he chant, Arif? Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Right? And he's chanting, chanting, chanting. And then it becomes night. Then what happens? Does he go to sleep after that? No, he does not sleep. Then what does he do? He still keeps chanting. He keeps chanting. He keeps chanting. Then when does he eat? When does he drink? Who gives him food there in the jungle? Does he go to hunt for it? What does he do with all of that? Yeah. See, when he is meditating, his determination is so much that he keeps eating only this process is for 6 months. Okay, this meditation process is for 6 months. You can see six different pictures on the screen, right? Okay, the first month, what does he do? He is deeply meditating and he eats only fruits and berries once in 3 days. Okay, he does not want to waste time eating and drinking, and he does not want to do all of that. So he says, I am going to only eat berries that is found in the jungle, and I will only eat some fruits, and I'm going to be done with it. And I'm going to eat that every 3 days. So he eats all of that in the daytime, and then he keeps chanting daytime, nighttime, all the time. It's not that just because he's in the jungle, he starts playing with the animals. He doesn't do all that. Although he's 5 years old, he knows exactly what to do, right? So he starts doing all of that in the first month. What does he chant? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He keeps chanting, chanting, chanting. Then he reaches the next month. Then in the second picture, do you see what he is doing over there? Yeah, he's eating in the second month he eats dry grass and leaves. He eats only those things. Okay, he doesn't eat anything much at all that time. And when does he do? He eats it every 6 months. Sorry, 6 days. First he used to eat fruits and berries every 3 days, and then he starts eating dried leaves and grass. He used to eat that every 6 days. So he did not want to waste time even hunting for berries and eating also. He's like, no, I'm not going to waste time in that also. So he starts eating this. And then he keeps chanting, chanting, chanting. Then he reaches the third month. Then third month, what does he do? He drinks water. He drinks water every 9 days. Can anyone live without drinking water for 9 days? But he had that energy to live and drink water only once in 9 days. Yeah. And he continued chanting, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. He continued chanting. Then what happened? In the fourth month, what does he do? He what do we do when we breathe? We have one inhale and one we have is exhale, right? So we inhale through one and we exhale through one nostril, right? So what he would do, he would inhale. And we are breathing continuously, correct? We continuously do this breathing. If we stop breathing, what happens? We die, right? If we don't breathe for some time. But that's not what happened here. He was inhaling only once in every 12 days. 12 days, not 12 seconds, not 12 minutes, not 12 hours, but every 12 days he would inhale. And that's it. And he's meditating, meditating, meditating. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Can you see how much of determination he's got to get what he wants to get? Just a 5-year-old child. Yeah, this is what he does. And then what happens? In the fifth month, he's standing on one leg and he's meditating, meditating. He's controlling his breathing and he's meditating, standing on one leg after that. He's not bothered whether it is raining, whether it is cold, whether it is hot, whether there are insects, whether there are animals around him, whether something is biting him, something has happened to him. Nothing makes him stop at all. What determination, right? Does any of you have that kind of determination here? Yeah, ask yourself and see whether you can be determined so much to do something for yourselves, right? Abhinav, I'm not very sure what you have written here. Can he go out of meditation means? I'm not sure what you mean there. Then in the sixth month, what happens? In the last month, he completely stops breathing. He just breathing once after every 12 months and then he stops breathing. He's just there like that. Then what happens? Oh my God, a 5-year-old stopped breathing. So much of determination, so much of control over all his senses. What are all the senses that we have there? The eyes, ears, nose, skin, you know, all those things are in control. His mind is in control. Everything is in control. And he stopped breathing. When he stopped breathing, it became so difficult. It became so difficult that all the demigods started getting suffocated over there. They were like, oh my God, what is going on over here? What is happening over here? Why are we feeling so suffocated? Why is it getting so difficult? Someone is not breathing over there and I'm getting suffocated. Why is that happening? All the demigods are asking each other there. Nobody has the answer at all. Then what happens when the demigods don't have any answer to a question? Then what happens? They go to Lord Vishnu. They go to Lord Vishnu and they say, can you please help us? Okay. Okay, we have some questions here, Rehan. You're saying, can you explain the cycle again? Okay, beta, it is a 6 months process, right? So in the first month, he's only eating fruits and berries every 3 days. Okay. And in the second month, what happens? He is only eating dried leaves and grass. Okay, every 6 days. And then in the third month, he is drinking only water. Okay, he's only drinking water every 9 days. In the fourth month, he's only inhaling every 12th day. Okay, and in the fifth month, he's completely controlled all over his senses and is standing on one leg. Okay, and then he has stopped his breathing in the last month. Okay, Rehan, you have a question. Can we take it at the end of the session, better? Because we'll complete the story first and then we will listen to your question. Okay, who are demigods? Demigods, there is only one God, there is only one Bhagwan there, right? That is Lord Vishnu here. And who are all the others? They are all the demigods. You can say that Lord Vishnu is the prime minister and he's got all ministers under him. So all those are called the demigods. Okay, you can include everybody in that. Lakshmi Devi, you can include Ganpati Bappa, you can include Saraswati Devi, all the Devis, Devtas, everybody comes under that as demigods. There is only one Bhagwan here, that is Lord Vishnu. Okay. No one can live without sleeping. No one can stay without eating, drinking. It is not possible at all. Then how did Dhruv Maharaj stay like that? Yeah? How did Dhruv Maharaj manage to do that? He managed to do that because, like we eat, what do we get when we eat? We get all the vitamins, the proteins, and all other things we get from that when we eat. And that's how we get the energy, right? Now, what happens when we uh, when better keep your questions. I will answer that one by one. Okay, either now or towards the end of the session. So when we eat we get energy. Now where did Dhruv Maharaj get the energy from? Yeah, Dhruv Maharaj got the energy directly from the Lord. He got spiritual energy. Okay, he got spiritual energy which helped him to go through this whole process of not being able to drink or eat or even inhale for so many days and still continue to do the meditation, right? Okay, so then okay, when we go ahead with the story, what happens? All the demigods get suffocated because see the power of um a person, a human being, can be so huge that it has even suffocated the demigods also. Because the power of meditation is such, the power of that dedication to reach the Lord is such that when something like this happens, it affects the others also. That is why when Dhruv Maharaj stopped inhaling, all the demigods also got suffocated. Okay. Then what happened? When they all went to Lord Vishnu and they said, please go down and see what does Dhruv want. Why is he meditating so harshly, so much, so deeply? Why is his dedication so much towards you? What does he want? Please go and check with him. So, upon the request of all the demigods, Lord Vishnu comes down to the earth. Whom can you see in the picture? What is his vehicle that he is using? Yeah, what is Lord Vishnu using? How does he come down? Yes, he's using a Garud. So, Garud, he sits on the Garud and he comes down to the earth. And what does he do? Whom does he come and meet there? Whom does Lord Vishnu come to meet? Whom does Lord Vishnu come down to meet? Yes, he comes to meet Dhruv to ask him, Beta, what do you want? Why have you been meditating so much? Why did you want to meet me? Right? What was so urgent that you even stopped breathing? Yeah, and you made so much of chaos in the entire universe. How did you manage to do that, and why did you do all this? So the Lord has come here to ask him about all of that. See, you can see that he is sitting over there. Look at the first picture on the left hand side. Can you see what are you seeing there? The Lord is standing in front, and what is Dhruv Maharaj doing? He is just meditating with his eyes closed, because that's what he's been doing for the last 6 months, right? He's not even aware of what's happening around him, correct? So he's in deep meditation. Then the Lord puts his conch shell. What is Vishnu's conch shell called? Does anyone know that? Does anyone know what is the conch shell of Lord Vishnu called? Put it in the chat box. Yes, it is Panchajanya. Correct. Very good. I can see so many correct answers. Very good. So the Lord places the conch shell on Dhruv Maharaj's forehead. Why does he do that? Because see, suppose someone is sleeping, yeah, we have to shake them. Only then they realize, oh, someone is waking me up, someone is calling me, and they open their eyes and they get up, right? Now here, Dhruv Maharaj is not sleeping here, but then he's in deep meditation, right? So to get him out of that meditation and to tell him, "Beta, I'm here. You can stop your meditation," right? So Lord Vishnu had to place his conch shell on Dhruv Maharaj's forehead. And then he looked at Lord Vishnu. Dhruv Maharaj had nothing to say. When we meet, suppose you meet somebody, that some famous personality you have met, and then what happens? You're just all astounded and you're looking at him into the eyes, and then you don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to react. Yeah. Sometimes you watch, you don't know whether you want to shake your hand, or you don't know whether you want to hug them. You don't know whether you want to touch their feet. You don't know what to say. You get all baffled, right? Something similar happened with Dhruv Maharaj also. He was all very confused looking, and he's like all eyes fixed on Lord Vishnu. He's looking at him, and he's trying to figure out, am I right in thinking that this is Lord Vishnu that I was praying for, that I wanted to meet? Yeah, and then slowly he is able to speak after that. After the conch shell was touched, he is awake. Then he's able to talk slowly. He's gaining his consciousness back. He's coming back to his senses. And then he is like, okay, I understand this is Lord Vishnu now. And see in the second picture what he is doing? What is Dhruv Maharaj doing in the second picture? He is doing pranam. What is that pranam called? It is called Dandavat, right? Dand means a stick, yeah, straight as a stick. So you lie down straight on the ground and touch the feet. That is called Dandavat. Okay. So he is doing Dandavat Pranam to Lord Vishnu. After seeing the Lord, he was like, oh my God, this is what Lord is. This is how he looks. Yeah. After seeing him, he was like, I was so stupid. What did I do? I started meditation. Why? Why did I start meditation? What did I want? What did Dhruv Maharaj want when he started the meditation? Who can tell me what did Dhruv Maharaj want when he started the meditation? Why did he come out of the house? Put it in the chat box. Yes, he wanted a kingdom which is bigger than Brahma's, right? Then he was like, I was so stupid. I just wanted the kingdom. But look at this. Look at Lord Vishnu. Just looking at him, I'm like, I don't want anything else anymore now. है ना? Wha- do you understand that what is a diamond? A diamond is much more precious than pieces of glass, right? Pieces of glass are of no value at all, but diamond shines a lot. It's got a lot of value, correct? So similarly, he felt that when he asked for the kingdom, it was like pieces of glass. He could have asked for something better, but he asked for something so small like pieces of glass. It's being compared to pieces of glasses. Okay, so he thought I should have asked for something better than the pieces of glass or than the kingdom. Then what does he ask? Then he stands up, and then the Lord says, "Okay, now come on, tell me what do you want." Now it's time for him to say, right, that I want a kingdom that is larger than Brahma's. So he stands up and he says, I don't want anything that I started meditation with. I don't want any kingdom. I don't want all that. All I want is I want to be your devotee all the time, right? I want to have devotion in me. I want to be your devotee all the time. I don't want anything else, and I want moksha. That's it. Then the Lord said, only this much, but you wanted so much, right? Kingdom and all that. What happened to all that? He said, no, I was stupid. I was foolish at that time. That's why I didn't realize. And I asked for something like that. है ना? Okay. A 5-year-old asking, thinking, understanding so many things is too much, right? Someone who has never prayed before, someone who does not know what is Lord, where to find the Lord, what to pray to the Lord, how to do meditation, why to do meditation, है ना? And what to ask from the Lord, who did not know anything at all. How did the Lord look like? And when he prayed to the Lord, he prays that you are so beautiful. There are prayers written. Dhruv Maharaj prayers are there. So how did all this suddenly happen to him? All this happened to him because of all the spiritual energy that he got from the Lord. As he started with the process, he started getting the knowledge little by little. All that happened spiritually to him, which is why he was able to do all of this. There are some people, right, who are writing hymns about the Lord, who are praising the Lord, they write songs about the Lord. How do they write? That is all a spiritual energy that comes from the Lord to them. That is how they are able to do all of that. So something similar happened with Dhruv Maharaj also. Now Dhruv Maharaj was all happy. Okay. Now when he set to the forest, what happened? Why did he leave his house? Because he was all angry, right? He was angry. He started from his house and he says, I'm going to the forest, and he started walking out from there. Now imagine if you walk out of the house one fine day when you are angry with your parents, what will your parents do? Oh, let him go. It's okay. I don't care. Is that what they will say? They wouldn't say something like that, right? They will go out in search of you. Oh my God, God knows where my son has gone. I need to search for him. They'll go searching here, there, helter skelter, call so many friends, this, that. Oh my God, there'll be so many things, right? Swati, we have another 10 minutes. So if you want to wait, you can wait. Okay. So your parents start searching for you everywhere. So something similar happened when Dhruv Maharaj also left his house. There, his parents also were looking out for him, right? His parents also were looking out for him. His father was looking out for him. And then they got the news that Dhruv Maharaj is in the forest and he is coming back from there. Okay. So then when he comes back from the forest, the father, who's the father? What is the father's name? Dhruv Maharaj's father's name is Uttanapad, right? And his mother's name is Suniti. The stepmother is Suruchi, correct? And his stepbrother is Uttam. So when he came back home, his father realized that I mistook him for whatever he was, right? I should have not done something like that, because when the stepmother shouted, he kept quiet, right? Then Suniti mother also said, I cannot do anything because he loves Suruchi mother a lot. So I can't do anything. Even if I tell, he will not listen. So everybody kept quiet in their places, right? So then they realized that that's not what they should have done at all. So he came back home. Then when he grew up, he got the kingdom. His father gave him the kingdom and he left for the forest. Right? Uttanapad left for the forest. Then Dhruv Maharaj ruled for 36,000 years. Okay? And after that, now when he started with meditation when he was 5 years. So he understood what is the importance of meditation, right? So after doing all the ruling of 36,000 years, he left for the forest after that. And then what happened? He had asked for what? Moksha, right? So that is why at the end, what happens? The He gets moksha. See, the Vahan comes and takes them to the. Okay, Dhruv Maharaj was taken in the vehicle there. Then he says, what about my mother? है ना? He says, what about my mother? I need her also to come along with me. I cannot go alone because she also is dear to me. I want her to come along with me, he says. Right? You also love your parents, right? So it's not that when you want something, you are just leaving your parents and you are not bothered. It's not like that, na? So even Dhruv Maharaj was very much worried about that. And he wanted his mother also to come along. So his mother also was taken in the vehicle and both of them went to Bhagavad Dham, that is Bhagwan ke Dham, that is to the Lord's kingdom. They went to Vishnu Loka. Okay, so that is the end of that story here. Now, what do we learn from the story? One is determination. We should have determination when we want something, we want it. And the determination should be the right one. It should not be the wrong determination. I want to hurt somebody by all means. No, that determination is not correct, right? So, the determination should be the right one. Once you are determined, then you will definitely get what you want. Okay, and you should have true devotion. What happens when you have devotion? You will get closer to the Lord. What happens when you get closer to the Lord? You don't have to think so much about what's going around over there, right? Whatever it is, the Lord will take care of everything. You know? Last week, I think you have done Ram and Kevat's story, I guess. Is that right? Yes? Okay, in that also, Kevat says, okay, how am I going to continue with my living if my boat breaks? है ना? So then the Lord says that all will be taken care of, right? So the Lord is always there to take care of everything. We have to make sure that we are only getting close to the Lord and trust Him. है ना? So trusting the Lord, He will take care of us. We don't have to worry about anything. You just leave it to the Lord and you say, oh Lord, you take care of everything. That's what Arjuna did. He says, Arjuna says, Krishna, you take care of everything. And that is why he becomes a Sarathi. He guides Arjuna over everything about how to fight the war. You know? He does all of that. So you leave it to the Lord. The Lord will take care of everything. If we take decisions, we will ask for small, small things like the glass pieces. Yeah. Like the small, stupid things that we will demand for. But if the Lord has to give us, He will give us lot much more than what we can even think of. You know? And if we ask to be with the Lord, then whatever the Lord enjoys, we also will enjoy everything. Correct? So, what we have to ask is to be in the Lord's house. So, whatever is Lord's, everything is mine after that. Okay? And forgiveness and humility. Although she said so many things, Suruchi mother, it's not that you get angry and you start talking and blabbering all nonsense after that. That is not what we should do, right? Just stay calm, just be humble enough and just leave it. If you carry that baggage, then will you be able to live? You're only thinking about that all the time. You cannot concentrate on anything else. That is why you should just let go and forgive. Okay. Now, here, how did Dhruv Maharaj live for so long? Because at that time, the people used to live for long years. They were very, very tall. I said the lifestyle was different at that time, right? So that is why they were able to live for 36,000 long years also at that time. But Narad Muni is not a demigod. He is a bhakt, he is a devotee of Lord Vishnu. Okay. Hmm, what else is there? Let me check in the chat box. Did I miss out on any other question?
Um,
Beta,
what is
Lord
it?
Brahma and Shiva, see, Vishnu is the only one. Okay, Vishnu is the only the Bhagwan. Even Brahma and Shiva have a lifespan. Okay, so they are also not equal to Vishnu at all. Okay, yes, Mataji, you were saying something?
Ma'am, I was just saying that we have 5 minutes left, and because next we have to go to the other class. So, if any of you have any doubt related to this session only, please raise up your hands. If anybody has any doubts related to test, etc., you can message the coordinator. But if you have doubt related to Katha, please ask. We have only 5 minutes. Yes, ma'am. We'll ask Jaydev first. Yes, Jaydev.
Yes, beta. Jaydev is not unmuted. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, beta.
ma'am, when Dhruva prays to Vishnu Murti, he will give to Dhruva Dhruvalokam now, ma'am.
I'm sorry. What does he give?
He gives to Dhruva Dhruvalokam now, ma'am. Dhruvalok.
Dhruvalok. Yes. Oh, yes. I forgot to tell you about that, right? Yes. So he says that since you wanted a kingdom larger than the Brahmas, so he's given a look. He's given the star, which is that? That is the North Pole star. That is also called the Dhruv Tara, right? So that Tara, that star, that lok, that Dhruv lok belongs to Dhruv. So after he is finished with his birth as Dhruv, he goes there to live in Dhruvalok. Thank you for reminding me that, beta. Yes. Next question.
Anmay. Yes.
Narad Muni a stage.
Yes, beta. Muni means sage. Yeah. He is a Muni. He is a sage. He is a devotee. He is not a demigod. He is not a god. Okay. Yes.
Rehan.
Ma'am, you were mixing the parts in the where Dhruv prays, like how he meditates first, second, third.
Beta, the pictures were not in the correct order. We will get that corrected, but that was not the correct order. Okay.
Okay.
The one that I gave you, that was in the correct order. Here, the pictures were not in the correct order.
Okay, thank
Rehan. Don't worry. When we'll be sending the PDF, the story will be in the correct order. Everything will be in the correct order. Sorry for the mistake in the PPT, but the notes will be correct. So you can refer that. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Sai Abhinav. Okay, he lowered his hand.
Ma'am,
Manvi and
ma'am,
yes,
I
yes,
have.
yes.
Ma'am, why did the demigods suffocate, ma'am?
Because, like mentioned earlier, beta, his determination of reaching the Lord was such that when he stopped breathing, he was that very act of his, it was affecting everybody else because that is how it was. That is how strong it was. So at that time, that determination was so strong that because of it, it affected the others also. That was the that was bound to happen. So that was the effect of his stopping the breathing. That is how it was powerful. That is why he stopped breathing and it started affecting all the others. Everything in the universe shook up there because his determination was so strong, his devotion was so strong, right? So it affected the entire universe, not just the demigods. Everything, like you would have watched in the movies, if the water stops flowing, the air stops around, the trees stop swaying around, everything stops, everything comes to a standstill, right? So something similar happened when he stopped breathing. So it was that kind of a moment at that time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Smera, can you pronounce your name once?
Smera.
Smera. Okay. Okay. Yes.
So, ma'am, we told that Vishnu already knew the wish of the kingdom. So, how did he know the wish of the kingdom?
See, the Lord already knows everything, right? Who wants what? He gets to know everything, correct? So when he asked Dhruv, he mentioned that this is what it is. I had come to ask for kingdom, but it doesn't look like I need the kingdom anymore because looking at you, I am so mesmerized.
Yeah.
So he doesn't feel the need to ask for anything. He says, I had actually come to ask for something like that, but that is just pieces of glass. So I don't think I need pieces of glass. I need a diamond. I'm looking at you. I am very happy with that much. I don't think I need the kingdom that I'd come to ask for, where I started with the meditation, right?
Okay.
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 It's just that it's a short time, right? So some points missed here and there. Okay. Next.
Manvi and Manvit.
Ma'am,
Yes, beta.
why the young boy which is waiting for Vishnu ran away from his family,
Who was the small boy?
which was 5 years old?
Yeah. Who was the 5-year-old boy? What was his name?
Dhruv, the Maharaj.
Dhruv. Dhruv. Dhruv.
Why he wanted to run away from his family?
Now you're asking me to tell the whole story, right? He
Ma'am,
wanted
because
the
we were
kingdom.
not for the first story because we were late.
Okay, maybe you can listen to the recording. You'll get the answer from there. And to cut it short, he wanted a kingdom that is greater than the Brahma's kingdom, than the Brahmaloka, because he was not allowed to sit near his father. So his stepmother, was angry with him, and that is why he set out to the forest to find Lord Vishnu, just to get a kingdom which is bigger than Brahmaloka. Okay, and the rest you can listen to the recordings. Little by little, you'll understand the story. All right. Okay, next
Um,
question.
Manvi and Manvit, you're requested to listen to the recordings. It's not possible to repeat the entire thing. Thank you. Saharsh, grade 7. Yes. Saharsh.
Yes, ma'am. The Dhruv Maharaj is only 5 years old, right, ma'am? And how did he stay without breathing for that much long time?
If you had to listen to the story carefully, I had mentioned that there is spiritual energy that he got, right? Because of which he was able to meditate for 6 months in 6 different stages, in 6 different ways, correct? So
Ma'am,
it's
how
not
did he
just by
get this
eating.
spiritual energy?
I'm sorry,
How did he get this spiritual energy?
by praying. Better by praying, you can achieve anything. Just pray to the Lord, pray to Vishnu, and you will get all the energy from there. You don't need to eat, you don't need to drink, you don't need to breathe, you don't need to do anything at all. Just surrender to the Lord, and He will take care of everything. Your hunger is a very small thing for Him, right? Your sleep is a small thing for Him. So He can give you anything.